three-car twosome to kick off round one featured Raj Hamrick in the Mountain Music Mustang 2 in lane 1. And in lane 2, it's Cheryl Greer's Unchained Lightning. Both are top competitors. The Unchained Lightning bolts through the traps to take the win with a 7.06. Raj got a bad start, veered off the track, and quickly shut her down. Here's two more great ones. Mr. and Mrs. Soul, driven by D. Simmons in lane 1, going against the Revell Snowman, fired up by Dale Emery in lane 2. Camaro versus Vega. Uh-oh, Emery red-lighted. He blazes out a fantastic run, but to no avail. He's out, and D. Simmons takes an easy 112-mile-an-hour ride to the win. Here's Richard Tharp in the Burkhart Plymouth Satellite. He'll take out Donnie Plunkett in the Mischief Maker. Plunkett driving the Gremlin in lane 1. Tharp, the Satellite, in lane 2. They're staged. A 1,750 horsepower Hemi engine carries Tharp through the traps with a winning ET of 7.48 to Plunkett's 7.65. The fourth 20-car run in round 1 features the Wilson Franklin Greer Chevy Monza with Paul Smith aboard. Paul is up against Jake Crimmins in Revell's Jungle Jim. He's driving a Chrysler-powered Vega with an iron block. It takes Jake Crimmins 6.8 seconds to run the quarter and knock Paul Smith out of round 2. The Vega clocked just a shade over 206 miles per hour. Like a man from Mars is Denny Lockerbie driving the Witch's Brew. He'll take on the Blue Max, a Dallas, Texas entry driven by Ray Beadle. The burnouts are deafening. The Blue Max roars down lane 2 and through the traps first with a winning ET of 7.45, and Lockerbie's engine explodes just as he crosses the finish line. Dennis is all right, but his crew will have a lot of work on the car. This next pair-off features another Chrysler-powered Vega with Don Casto driving, and in lane 2, Denny Savage in the famous Chi-Town Hustler. The Hustler from Chicago makes a beautiful run with a winning ET of 6.94. Denny Savage moves to round 2, and he could be tough. Here's one we've been waiting for. Charlie Lee in the Hartzell Brothers Vega, and Kenny Safford driving Mr. Norm's Supercharger, another Chicago entry. Both cars are well prepared. The drivers are top professionals. Oh, no. Charlie Lee's Vega developed trouble on the burnout. He loses fire at the start line, and a very disheartened crew watch Kenny Safford take off on a solo run to put Mr. Norm's Dodge in round 2. The last 20-car runoff in round 1 highlighted Tom Hoover's Showtime, another Chevy Vega, and a little Mustang 2 called the Eastern Raider, piloted by Dale Puldy. Will go in lane 1, Puldy in lane 2, Vega versus Mustang. Here it is. Tom Hoover takes the win in the Vega with an ET of 6.87. Next, it's the Pro Stock quarterfinals. 4 runs with 8 cars ready for the Pro Stocker quarterfinals. Dyno Don Nicholson's Ford Mustang will take over lane 1, with Bobby Ewell in a Dodge Colt called Billy the Kid starting in lane 2. Don Nicholson wins the closest run of the day with an 8.99 to 9 seconds flat, 1/100th of a second. Richie Zool puts his Camaro in lane 1. Lee Edwards with the General in lane 2. Richie wins another close one with an ET of 9.05. Edwards racked up a 9:15. The third run pits Lamar Walden in the Barry Setzer car, starting in lane 1, against Roy Hill, a Petty engineered Plymouth Duster, in lane 2. Walden's Vega breaks down on the start line, and Roy Hill makes an easy, lonesome run. He'll move into the semis. This last run in round 2 was a Ford-Plymouth duel. Clyde Hodges Plymouth in lane 1, with Bob Glidden driving a Mustang in lane 2. Glidden slides the Mustang through the traps with an ET of 8.88 to beat the Plymouth and go on to the next round. Suddenly, it was that time again. As the awesome sound of the top fuelers echoed in the staging area, 8 cars were being brought up for this second round eliminations. There'll be only 4 runs as the field narrows down to the final. Jim Hundley burns out the Starliner in lane 1. He'll go against Marshall Love, piloting the Texas Whips in lane 2. Both cars staged and ready. Marshall Love has him all the way to the finish line. He scorches out a 6.29 ET at 211.13 miles per hour. The second run promised to be a barn burner between Marvin Schwartz and John Tarzan Austin, until Schwartz lost fire at the start line. Austin turned the hot tuna loose on an easy solo run, then shut it down and coasted through the traps. No time recorded. The third run of the second round featured Charlie Mulder, the Atlanta, Georgia boy, in lane 1, against Mark Howick in lane 2. Mark has been running hot for the past 2 days and wants this one badly. Both drivers prepare very carefully. Lane 2 is hot, and so is Howick, as he posts an easy win with an ET of 7.28 to Mulder's 8.53.